Mariners win 7-6. They improve to 40-42 on the season. They win 2 of 3 against the Rays. They end this home trip 3-3. Let's talk about how it happened. Things did not look good for your Seattle Mariners there for a second. Randy Arozarena homers to left field. Isaac Paredes homers to left field an inning later. Eugenio Suarez does get the Mariners on the board in the second inning with a home run to center field. In the third inning, the Rays score 3 to make it 6-1. The Mariners score 3 right back. Ty France with a double that scores Julio. Jared Kelnick with a double to left that scores Ty France. And Mike Ford with a single that scores a couple to make it 6-5. Tom Murphy homers to tie the game at 6-6 in the sixth. And in the seventh, Jose Caballero, that magnet of baseballs, gets hit by a pitch to score Teoscar Hernandez. Mariners hold the Rays scoreless, and they get this big win. And I do mean big win. This one felt significant, folks. This was a fun game to watch, and I got good vibes from this game, as the kids would say. By the way, we're sticking with the ugly hat. I'm not a huge superstition guy, but I'm sticking with it until they lose. It's not an attractive hat. I have nothing against patriotic stuff by any stretch of the imagination, but my uncle gave me this hat, and I just wasn't going to say no. Great win. Great win. Great to see and great to feel this way after how low we were after those 2 losses to Washington and then just getting your you-know-what kicked in that first game against Tampa Bay. I know that game was 15-4, or it was 4-4. I know it was 15-4. I know that it was 4-4 late, but you never really felt great about that game, in my personal opinion. And these last 2 have felt great. And, if you're going to talk about some negatives, I guess we have to. I don't really have anything negative to say about the offense tonight. Not really. Nope. Pitching. Okay, so let's just get into the pitching. I thought Luis Castillo pitched fantastic today. It's certainly the best 5 runs in 6 innings, 1 unearned run. I thought he was great. Those 2 homers, the first homer was off Randy Arozarena in the first inning, was a fantastic pitch that he went and got. The second inning was a very good slider that Paredes went out and got. Now, in the third inning, he struggled. He gave up a little bit of hard contact. He was catching a little too much of the plate. But outside of that, like a couple of hard hit balls in that third inning, I thought he was great. And I love the composure he showed through those middle innings, even after struggling for the first 3. To get 6 innings from Castillo after that happened, fantastic. I think he's been great all year. A few starts that haven't been quite up to his standard, but if you take the overall experience and you had to give it a grade of great, good, average, poor, I think it would be great. I saw a lot of people talking about how is this your all-star? Well, he's your all-star because he's your best player right now. Not the most talented player, but in terms of performance, Luis Castillo has been the best Seattle Mariner. Fantastic effort. I mean, you're going to look at the ERA for that game and say, how is a 7.2 ERA for a game a fantastic effort? Watch the game. He was fantastic, especially after the third inning. He had 1 bad inning, and it wasn't even that bad. It wasn't like he was getting scorched. He just caught a little too much of the plate. I was really impressed from what I saw from Castillo tonight, especially those last 3 innings, which were massive. And I have to say, I love how Service managed the bullpen tonight. The Munoz, Brash, Sewald, that's not typically the order you think of it in, but having Munoz for that high leverage thing and bringing him right back in, even after his struggles on Friday night, into a high leverage situation, counting on that guy. Yeah. And then Paul Sewald was fantastic. And Matt Brash was good. He does walk that leadoff batter, but after that, smooth sailing. Bullpen was great tonight. Offense was great tonight, too. Julio with a couple hits, did get caught stealing. I think his double, and look, I am a Julio apologist. I love the dude. But I thought his double was the biggest play of the game. And thank goodness Randy Arena doesn't catch that baseball, which he just missed. But I think that set the tone. That fired those dudes up and said, we're still in this. Even down 6-1, we're still in this. And he scores on the France double the very next batter. That was awesome. That was awesome. That was the 2022 Seattle Mariners. That was the closest thing I've seen to the 2022 version in a while. Mike Ford gets the big hit. Eugenio Suarez just absolutely destroyed that baseball on a place that a lot of people can't destroy baseballs. It's a friendly reminder that this dude, even though he's only slugged 357 this year, which is just mind-boggling for somebody who's put up the power numbers that he has, it's a reminder that, oh yeah. And he's just missed some homers this year. He has just been smoked a lot this year. I would expect a big power display from him in the second half. Then second half technically started today. Tom Murphy, great game. Great to see a solid approach at the plate. Stings that homer. It's very odd to me. Don't love, if I was a neutral party, I wouldn't have loved what he did there, bringing in the left-hander. I know Poche is good against both sides. Tom Murphy is so much better against left-handers. I would have preferred to leave the righty in. But good for him for taking advantage of it. He's been fantastic lately. He's up to 281, 337, 551. You probably, even though I do believe that Cal Raleigh is the better player, defensively and offensively, I think you got to find a way to get Murphy's bat in the lineup right now. Ride the hot thing. Have him DH. Against left-handers, that you have to do that. You have to have Murphy in the lineup against left-handers. And I have no doubt that Cal Raleigh is going to be the catcher of this future and be a really good player for a very long time. But right now, Murphy's the hotter player. And that's okay. Cal Raleigh isn't going to be destroyed developmentally by sitting a day or two. He should get Sundays off. Catcher should always get Sundays off. The starting catcher should get Sunday off. And I still think Cal Raleigh, a.k.a. Big Dumper, a.k.a. my hero, should play more often than not. But Tom Murphy's bat got to be in the lineup right now. Love seeing him draw some walks. Not exactly known for his patience, but drew a nice walk against Taj Bradley, draws another late walk. This was good. This was good. It felt good. Is it enough? I have no idea. Are they actually in this thing? I have no idea. But think about how you're feeling right now if you lose this game. Think about how I'm feeling. Always think of my feelings first. Instead of 39 and 43 and another series loss at home, you get the win against probably the second or third best team in baseball right now. Atlanta's clearly number one. I don't know if Atlanta has a better record than Tampa Bay or not. Atlanta's the best team in baseball. But Tampa Bay's right there. Right there at number 2 or number 3. This felt great. Now, is it going to continue? Can this team string together 4 or 5 consecutive wins, or 5 out of 6, or 6 out of 7, or 7 of 9, or whatever? Can this team do it? Again, the overwhelming evidence so far in 2023 suggests nope, they can't. But it's not too late for that to happen. You're 1-0 in the second half of the season. You got to get 50 more wins. That's at a 100-win pace. Can they play at a 100-win pace for the rest of the year? It's hard. Not ruling it out. In part because I just absolutely refuse to give up on this season. I had too much expectations. I had too much fun last year, and I had too much of a Miserable time for the last 21 years. Half of my life was spent in misery. I am not conceding. And I don't think the Seattle Mariners are, based on what I saw tonight, especially. That Kelnick double, by the way, a buddy of mine sent me a message on Facebook. That's just a different player. I know he's really struggled for most of the last 45 games or whatever. There's that flash that reminds you that, oh yeah, this guy's got a chance to be a star. 23 years old. That was such a good at bat and such a nice piece of hitting. Loved seeing it. Love seeing Crawford getting on twice. By the way, on base percentage up to 361. Since I called him out about how much he was struggling in the leadoff spot, he's been fantastic. Man, this was fun. These last two games were so fun. Give me more of this, please. Give all of this more of us. Give all of this more of this. Give us all more of this. We deserve it. We deserve it so much, and so do these players. Because, yes, the roster is super flawed, and yes, some of these guys have not lived up to expectations. But I'm not accusing anybody of quitting. And I think you saw that tonight, that there's a lot of fight left in this team. And that's all I'm asking for. I wish they would have had a better offseason. I wish that the signings of Pollock and Wong and the trade for Wong weren't disasters. They were. But there's some good players here still. And tonight was fun. Today was fun. Tonight, kind of. It's afternoon. And now a big road hand. Talking is difficult. I've only had 3 beers. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I will never do one of these after drinking, by the way. I promise you. Shout out Pioneer Elementary School. Wu versus Webb, the WW matchup. That'll be interesting. See if we can keep this going. Webb's a tough one. You've got Wu versus Webb, Gilbert versus TBD. I think that'll probably be Alex Wood, maybe with an opener ahead of him. And then Bryce Miller versus Cobb Salad. Really would like to take 2 of 3 here. Be awesome to win 2 series in a row against a good San Francisco team, but a San Francisco team that is not, I wouldn't even say they're more talented than the Mariners. Playing better, but not more talented. The Mariners at their best beat the San Francisco Giants at their best. But will they play at their best? To be determined. Follow me on Twitter at Crawford_MILB. RotoWire Fantasy Baseball Podcast. I host that every weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. Sports sometimes, every other week. Having a blast recording those. Have had just an absolute ball getting to talk to my friends about subjects that I don't know what the heck we're going to talk about, and that's so much fun to me. But not as fun as this win was. This was fun. It'll be so nice to talk on Molly Watt Monday about something fun. Because believe it or not, I want to be positive. I want to be talking about great Seattle Mariners stuff. Can you do it? Can you give me more of this? I'm asking very nicely. Seattle Mariners, second half of the season. Let's go. Please.